Okay, today we will start about the introduction of Revelation. In Revelation, there are many symbols, like the horse and the dragon, and also the heaven, new heaven, the many symbols. That's why the people, they do not understand easily. That's why they give up to read Revelation. But the Revelation, the symbol of Revelation is based on the Old Testament, like Ezekiel and Daniel and many prophets. So, especially Ezekiel and Daniel has the key to understand the symbol of Revelation. So, we must understand the Old Testament to understand these symbols. And actually, there are the judgment. In Revelation, there are three kinds of judgment: 7 seals, and 7 trumpets, and 7 bowls. So, this judgment is about the world, not the people of God and the church. So, in Revelation, there are many judgments. But the people of God and the church have nothing to do with this judgment. So we don't need to be afraid of this judgment in Revelation, because this judgment is telling how the world and how the enemy of God will be destroyed. So this is not about church and the Christian. So for example, Exodus. In Exodus, there are 10 kind of plagues, 10 kind of judgment. So the Pharaoh didn't send the Israel people to the Canaan, and then God just sent the 10 kind of plague, like fog, and also the water just become blood. There are 10 kind of plagues in Egypt. But this Egypt, the place is not for the Israel people. It's not about the God's people, but who are against God, they experience this place like a judgment. But the God's people, Israel people, they are saved. To save these Israel people, God sent this 10 kind of plagues. So, in the end, these 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 bowls, the judgment is very necessary to destroy God's enemy in the world. But this is the sign God really saved His people. So, the judgment, when you read the Bible in Revelation, if you face, there's a judgment, this is about the world and God's enemy. But this judgment giving hope to the Christian. Why? Now you see the outside the church and the non-Christian and the people who are against the God. Now they are very proud of themselves. And they think there's no God, but in the end, we will see God, He will save us, and the world will be destroyed. Who against God? So we are not afraid of our ending, but we have a hope. God, He will save us surely, and the world, enemy of God, will be destroyed. Actually, the Bible is the redemptive story. Redemptive story means saving story, saving story. How God saved His people. That's the story of the Bible. And actually, if we read Revelation, we can understand fully about saving story of God. You know, Revelation is the last book of New Testament, but Revelation is, at the same time, Revelation is the final story of whole the Bible. So, Genesis does the introduction of the Bible, and the Revelation is the conclusion of the Bible. That's why, if we understand the Revelation, we can understand fully about the saving story of God through the Bible. So, for example, when you see a movie, you must see the conclusion. But without the conclusion, you see only introduction and the middle story. Without the conclusion, you cannot understand fully about this story. So, without conclusion, we cannot understand the picture, whole picture. So, Genesis and Revelation is the introduction and the conclusion. That's why we must read and understand the Revelation clearly. So, there's some, Genesis chapter 1, chapter 2, and Revelation 21, 22. Genesis chapter 1, chapter 2 is the first two chapters, and Revelation 21 to 22 is the last chapters in the Bible. And they have something in common. Very similar. Genesis 1 to 2 is describing Eden, and Revelation 21 to 22 describing New Eden. And Genesis 1 to 2 telling tree of life, and also Revelation also telling tree of life. And Genesis 1 to 2 is telling creation, and Revelation 20 to 22 is telling new creation. Genesis telling heaven and earth, and Revelation telling new heaven and new earth. Very similar. Last two chapters and first two chapters, they have something in common. So, this is very interesting. So, reading the Revelation, understanding the Revelation is very interesting, and this is the key to understand the whole Bible. So the reason why we have to read the Bible, the Revelation, is that we can have the perspective for the world and church. After this, I will upload this PDF and picture file in the Kakao. The perspective for the world and the church. So Revelation is like a lens to understand the world and the church and the Christians. So the Revelation is giving the view, a world view and church view. So we are very curious the ending of the world and ending of the church, and what is the church and what is the world. So the Revelation is giving true perspective, to see rightly about the world and the church. And the Revelation is giving true instruction to protect our faith from the heresy and the false. Actually, this is the word of heresy in Korea. He says he's the Jesus. He said, I'm the Jesus. He said, I'm the Jesus, the second coming of Jesus. So, in the world there are so many cults and heresies, and there are many false religion. And they say, I'm God, I'm Jesus, But this is wrong. They are false prophets, false teachers. So actually most heresies, they using revelation. They always they just approach the people and they said, oh, you see the revelation? There is some symbols and this is about me. This is real. Most heresies and false ministers, they using revelation. But people, the Christian, they do not understand fully about revelation. That's why they easily follow the false ministers and they trust what they said. So we must understand revelation fully, not to follow the heresies and the false. So this is the structure of Revelation. Chapter 1, verse 1 to 8. This is the introduction of the Revelation. And the body is chapter 1, 9 to 22 to 22, 5. In the body, there are four sections. There are four kinds of vision. Vision means revelation. The John, he is the writer of Revelation, and actually he was in the Patmos, the land of Patmos, and he saw the vision. It's like a dream, but we call it vision. It's like a dreaming and hearing the revelation, but he see the vision. So there are four kinds of vision. The first vision is about 7 lampstands. And actually 7 lampstands is about church. And second vision is about 7 seals and 7 trumpets, 7 bowls. This is about world. And third vision is about great Babylon. And this is about world. And fourth vision is about holy city Jerusalem. Holy city Jerusalem, this is the symbol of the church. You see, the four kind of vision telling about the church and the world. But we are curious, what's the difference? First vision and fourth vision. First vision and fourth vision, both of them is telling about the church. But what's the difference? We are very curious about that. First vision is telling church and fourth vision is telling about church. But what's the difference? I will tell you. Okay, conclusion is 22, 6 to 20 to 21. Okay, the vision of the church. First vision is telling about the earthly church. And fourth vision is the holy city Jerusalem. Holy city Jerusalem is about heavenly church. Earthly church means now Jubilee Church and Ansan True Church. There are many churches in the world. We call it, they are earthly church. Here, on the earth, there are many churches. Actually, this early church, they have many weaknesses. And they have the problem in the church. And they are not perfect. That's what the Bible is telling about the church. Church is not perfect. Jubilee Church, Ansan Church, Amman Parish Church, church in Philippines, church in Korea, church in USA, all the churches on the earth, they have the problem, and they have a fighting, and they have a weakness. The church in the world is not perfect. That's the Revelation is telling about the church. And fourth vision is about the Holy Jerusalem. Holy Jerusalem means heavenly church. So in the end, this early church will be transformed like a holy Jerusalem. Finally, we can see the heavenly church. Heavenly church means now we see the pastor, the Christian, and the church. We had many problems, but finally, we will see the perfect church. Jerusalem church means heavenly church. That's the final, complete, perfect, glorious church. So which means now we are imperfect. But in the end, Christian, you and I, we will be like Jesus Christ. We will be very glorious. We will be glorified. And the church also will be very glorious. Most glorious, the church. No weakness, no fighting, perfect and complete church. That's the picture of the heavenly church. And second vision and third vision is about the world. The second vision is showing 7 seals and 7 trumpets and 7 bowls. But this is very unique. 7 seals just showing the world destroyed a leader. Then, at the time of the 7th trumpet, the world destroyed more and more. And 7 wars almost destroyed. Then, third vision is telling Babylon, big Babylon, great Babylon. This is the final picture of the world. The Babylon will be destroyed. Fully. There's nothing left. So this is the picture of the world. The world will be destroyed more and more and more and more and more. And then lastly, all destroyed. Okay, this is the ending. The theme of the Revelation is chapter 11, 15. Let's read it together, chapter 11, 15. Then the seventh angel blew his trumpet, and there were loud voices in heaven, saying, The kingdom of the world has become the kingdom of our Lord, and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. This is our hope. This is the hope. The kingdom of the world, they will be destroyed, and the new kingdom of God will come, and our Lord will reign and control this new kingdom. And the Christian church, we also will be glorified with Jesus Christ, and we will also reign this new kingdom with Jesus Christ. This is our ending. This is our ending. We will not destroy, but the world, the kingdom of the world, the king, and the nation, and the rich people, and the unbelievers who are against God, they will be destroyed. But the Jesus will be the king of new kingdom. And we Christian, we will join this celebration. And we will reign this world together with Jesus Christ. His kingdom is forever and ever. The kingdom of the world just fade away. The kingdom of the world, new kingdom of God, new heaven and new earth will be forever and ever. Let's pray. Father, thank you for showing our ending of our faith and ending of the world and ending of the church. Everything will be gone, but your kingdom will be forever and ever. And Jesus, you will be forever King, and our church and our faith will be glorious. And that's the most beautiful and powerful and complete the picture of our ending. Now we have many problems in the church, and we also have many troubles in our life. But in the end, there's no more worries and no more troubles. But in your kingdom, there's a true joy and true the hope and comfort and forever fellowship with our King Jesus Christ. And we will celebrate the wedding party with our bride Jesus Christ. And nothing can break the faith. And we will see how your church is glorious, and our body and our soul will be glorious. Lord, you help us to see this vision through the revelation. Our eyes just focus on the earth, but we want to focus on heavenly church and glorious vision for our future. And this judgment of the world will be our hope. Enemy of God and the world, the kingdom of the world, is not forever. They will be fade away. Only your church and your word will stand there forever. And in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen.